Hello and welcome to a new Dev Hangout. It is the 5th of August. We have Alpha 23 out, hopefully this week, all being well. We are just applying the final polish to it, and hopefully we'll be pushing that to the experimental build. I would have thought possibly before the weekend, but we'll see how we get on. In today's Hangout, we're going to be taking a look at the RPG gameplay and see how that is taking shape. We have got a new camera system in there. We have got a new hero UI in there, and we've got hero tracking as well. So I'm keen to show that off. We're going to be looking at the overhauled Crypts map. It's Mordric's factory, so we'll be going in there and playing. We'll be having a look at a little surprise in the well, I won't spoil it yet. We'll come on to that when we get to that point. Well, I'll mention it, So we're going to look at the camera cutscene editor tools that we've added into Workbench. We're first going to have a look at one of the results that you can produce. And then we'll go into having a look at how that is actually set up in Workbench. And we've got some other cool things like interactable doors in dungeons and fog of war revealers and things like that. So let's not hang about. Let's go and jump straight in. So let's go to new game. Oh dear. Yeah. Let's start that again. So this is the latest internal dev build. It may still contain bugs, so just be aware of that. So let's go ahead and choose the Crypts map. So if you guys have got questions, maybe keep those until a little later in the show. We're going to do a session towards the end of the stream, specifically on Workbench. So if you've got questions about how to do things, be that in the editor or in Workbench, then you can by all means ask. Okay, so we are in the entrance to the Mordric's factory. We've got the new camera control set up, so it's on orbit at the moment. You can't actually use WASD or the arrow keys. I'm hitting them there. They are disabled in non-village maps because you will always be entering those with your heroes. Oh, I forgot to mention as well that we also have Willow. Will be making her first appearance into Alpha 23. She's not complete yet, but I've also added all of the base stats to creatures, so the game's just got a lot harder, and because of that you need a heal ability. Next thing to note is that we have got the start of the hero UI system up here. So we've got the portraits. So at any time, including in your village map, this is always displayed, and you can find your heroes, and the camera will pan to them just by clicking on that. You can also click F1 through. Well, if you've got 4 heroes, it'll be F4. You can also sort of adjust the height, so and the angle. So let's go to good angle.
Once.
All right. Now at the moment the threshold's set a little bit too high, but if I move over here, Willow eventually will start following me. I've got to reduce that threshold, but that Aaron added that this week. So your heroes will follow you depending on who you are controlling. So Sir Gregory should start to follow, yeah, Willow now. So we'll reduce that. So let's go and grab Sir Gregory.
You command.
And we've got our first interactable door. So let's go up and open that.
Arm yourselves.
I'll zoom down. So let's just swap to Willow and pull her out. So Gregory,
Game over.
let's grab all of the aggro. Using the F keys to swap to Willow, I can see Sir Gregory's health is going down, so let's...
Come get some.
I don't...
Say hello.
That's
to
not
my
too bad.
little
Okay, so his health's
soul.
going up there. Targeting is a little bit tricky at the moment. In fact, let's just pull them out of there so I can get a little bit more control. Alright, so let me just keep Sir Gregory alive.
Even if I stood still.
Yeah, this skeleton, everything's got tougher. So much more of a challenge now. Alright, so let's go to Willow and let's
How can one suck at fighting quite so much
thorns
as you?
on that skeleton there. Maybe on that one.
My
At the moment,
wife's
there's no
not
cost
sorry.
to Willow's abilities. Oh. Okay, volume. Let's finish him off.
For honor and glory. Between you and a bag.
Heal Sir Gregory. So we'll be putting it.
on the
I'll
bag.
just wait for him to stop talking. So we'll be adding it so that we can see actually both of them have leveled up here. So I can go and spend. At the moment, I like Willow to get a bit more health, and because we've got Willow, I'm going to give Sir Gregory more power. So I'm going to increase his mind, and his power is going to increase. What was I saying? Yeah, so Willow's abilities, we're going to make it so that if you click on to target the heal, you'll be able to just click on one of the portraits. Anyway, let's just loot everything. I've also put in class restrictions. Sorry, I haven't put in. Aaron has put in. So now you can see it's not quite working. We've still got a bug in there because it's saying that it's usable by Sir Gregory, but it's not. So I'm not quite sure why it's saying that. Sir Gregory can only use plate and scale armor. So I'm afraid there's nothing for you in
Double
in
time.
Here. Let's go and see if there's something else. Okay, so we've got some scale here. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip that. Now what I've done is
Quick march.
I've basically remade this level, or I'm in the process of remaking it, so there's more sort of detail, and all of the walls have been reduced in height to support the new camera system.
Double time.
So you can still rotate around using either the middle mouse button or Q and E. Let's go over here. Go and have a look into the engine room.
Arm yourselves. Ha.
Come on out here, Willow. In fact, you come and join in there. There you go. Attack him. Right, so Gregory's health is alright. Okay, right. So just I must keep an eye on what's going on. Our Foxel's saying that the tooltip's saying it's Sir Gregory's because the nice name for everybody, all of the heroes, is set to Sir Gregory. So I need to change that. Right, let's jump to Sir Gregory.
You're so
Make sure
ugly,
we've got all the
you make
aggro.
my sister look pretty.
Oops. Let's get to Willow. Get Willow out. Come on over here. Ah!
Careful. You might hurt yourself.
So I have done this whole level with the two heroes. Let's actually level up Sir Gregory. Swap back to Willow. Sir Gregory, come on, do your job and get the aggro.
My money's
There
on
we
the
go.
bag.
Okay. Lots and lots of leather on these. Actually,
Mine
let's-
is to obey.
the one more zombie? No, we're done. Okay. Okay, let's go and have a look at a little cutscene.
Come to daddy.
Our village is under attack.
It's okay. Don't cry. I do this for a living. Is this getting a little too much for you?
At the moment, heals can heal enemies as well, so we'll fix that as well. Stun those and get a little bit of crowd control going on.
Oh, do you need a training bra?
Yeah, I literally changed the settings yesterday, so it may need a little bit of balancing. Obviously, you've only got 2 heroes at the moment, so you would have a full party. Would you have a full party? No, you wouldn't, so you need to maybe just adjust it.
You're so ugly, you make my sister look pretty.
Not quite sure why Sir Gregory,
Come
Sir
on,
Gregory
boy, come
says
on,
this
sit.
taunt line when he's healed. Still, that's just a minor bug. Okay, we
It is an honor.
have now got all the weapons in as well. So at the moment, Sir Gregory is holding the steel sword, so I can swap that out for one of the undead swords. The scale's a bit off at the moment. So those are now in and will show. Let's give it back to his steel sword.
As you command.
Alright, let's go watch a little cutscene. Alright. So this will be all voice acted. We've got most of the lines for this area recorded, but we haven't got Mordric yet. So we can go and say, yeah, sure, we'll go and look into it, and we'll say, alright, fix the problem. And then he's giving us a key, take this engine room key, so he's giving us a key. Although it doesn't currently show up in our inventory for some reason, I don't know why. But
Quick march.
so Mordric at the moment is neutral towards us, so we can either choose to help them or hinder them. And if you I don't know, if you attack them, then you'll be fighting them. Sorry, your faction standing with them will go down. So if you're helping the Glade folk, you'll be fighting them, or you could be helping them. And then we've got the start of the engine room. So in here,
Mine is to obey.
Lilith's husband Brom. And we've got the sort of start of an engine room going on. So there's
'Tis an honor.
more detail. We're having some props made for this to fit with the storyline. Alright, so I'll skip that room because I haven't finished that one yet.
By your leave. For honor!
So you need to do that one.
Be a good fellow and run away.
Alright, you should get some extra armour, so his armour gets a boost when he's got that.
It's game over.
That's it. Do your crowd control to Gregory. Just, on Willow, she's leveled up, so let's give her a little bit more vitality. And then her health will increase.
Come here and bite a real man.
Alright, so what can we do? Let's give him this power slap. Not much effect.
I say, be a good sport and die already.
So there are no sound effects in for Willow's abilities at the moment. I've not designed those yet. Let's swap off, maybe finish it. Oh, it wasn't quite enough. Okay,
'Tis an honor.
so let's go up here and fight the...
To
Take care of
victory!
these. We need to add line of sight as well, so that the skeleton's trying to get through at the moment, but he can't because the door's shut. And they run towards it and they can fight through doors, so we need to add line of sight. Let's open this door. Now there is an issue at the moment, and we're going to leave it in because we don't want to break anything. In that the selected hero won't move. They need to be able to move at a short distance to sometimes get into the correct melee position.
Orders received.
So all you need to do if they're not doing that is you can just swap hero and then they'll go and do it. We will change that, but after Alpha 23.
Today you die horribly.
Okay, and then we've got the skeleton champion in. Let's just move down here.
You're so ugly, you make my sister look pretty. Don't make a mess on my blade. I've just had it polished.
Let's get a better view of what's going on because I can't heal his portrait at the moment, so I have to.
You know, I think I've met your sister.
Alright, we'll get back. You take care of the bugs. And so there's an example. She could use and move into range.
Come on, boy, come on, hit.
And why is that skeleton attacking Willow when Sir Gregory just...
Be a good chap and bend over. This won't hurt too much.
Oh. Right, so this guy's pretty tough. I can't remember how. He's got like something like 800 health. The archers, I think, are bugged at the moment. It's on my list. It's working its way up to the top. Oh, quick, finish him off. Okay.
It's punishment time! Between you and a bag. My money's on the bag.
Right, so it's coming together anyway. Now we've got the hero systems in. Oh my god.
Wake me up when you've got in bed.
Right. And we don't have revivers in at the moment, so if you lose a hero, you're going to have to restart.
It's okay. Don't cry. I do this for a living.
Alright, we're nearly there. Yeah, so as I say, the skeleton archers are bugged at the moment. Enough of this, finish it. Alright. So that's how the RPG side is shaping up. It's coming together really nicely. I think Willow looks fantastic. So yeah. Okay. So let's go in and have a look at how that cinematic was set up. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you was the Fog of War reveals. Let's see if I can do that. Or did I open that door? No. Let's just restart this level. I'm not going to play all of it again, don't worry. I just want to show you the Fog of War revealers.
As you wish.
Right. You know, it seems like they've triggered. That's not right. So I've got a point in here. So what it should do is when I open this and walk in, it should trigger them.
Mine is to obey.
But it seems to have done it already. That might be a bug. So this room was black, or mostly black, apart from the little bit that you could see when you were at the door. And then when I've got a trigger here, which I'll show you in Workbench, and then I can trigger a reveal, and it will reveal the whole room. And I've got several of those set up. So let's go into the editor and have a look at that. Is the music still playing? I think they've changed the way that loading happens. Okay, that's actually going to do my nothing, so let's just play that and go back into the editor to sort the music out. Let me just stop the game and restart it. I think the sound engine's got a bit confused. Oh, another thing that we've added is vertical fog as well. So you, in the dungeons environment, you've now got the further down that it goes, the more fog there is. That's a new addition to add mood to the dungeons, which I'll jump into now. No, you can't change the fog of war colour. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I need to go in the editor. Yeah, you can do it manually by tweaking it, but you can't do it through the editor or anything. Okay, so let's go and have a look at how the cinematic is set up. The first thing you may remember from last week's Dev Hangout that scripts can now, you can have scripts that are sort of just on the main worksheet, or you can actually attach scripts to objects. So you could select this object and you click Add Workbench Script. Once you do that, you'll get this little cog appear on things, so you can see that we've got a script on Mordric and we've got one on this trigger here. So I'm going to open that up and have a look at that. So we've got a little trigger, a gate where we prevent it from triggering multiple times once we've reached a certain stage. And then we do a number of things. So the first thing we do is we enter it into a cutscene node. So if I just sort of create a new one up here, and you get an enter point and an exit point, and you can do whatever you want in there really. But the key node for moving the camera is this camera path node, and with the camera path node, you can go up to edit, and it will take you back into the scene. Now you'll see here, this is our camera path here. I've actually defined 3 points. Now it's coloured. The line is coloured because you can actually set different speeds on it. So here we've got a speed of 120. On this one it changes to 30, and then on this one the speed goes down to 0.1. And I can have a look at what this path looks like. So click play. Let's actually select Mordric. Just give me a second. Oh, I should have clicked stop there. There we go. Right, so if we now play that again, and I can stop it, and get a better idea of what it looks like in shot. Okay, oops. Let's camera path, edit. Okay, so what else can we do? Well, if I'm not happy with the placement, I can actually move move these and it will change the line. I can also change the rotation of where the camera is looking. So let's make it say look at the door, and then it'll spin round. Oops, stop. So let's play that. Yeah, so that's a bit jerky. Probably not the best thing to do. Stop. Now, for some reason when it's clicking stop, it's jumping out. Oh, I guess stop it. Yeah, I'm thinking it's the wrong thing. It's not to stop play, it's to stop editing. So let's just actually move that around so it's facing the other way. So, oh no, done it. No, that's right. Sorry, done is to stop. So why is that going back to? That's a bug then. Or maybe I'm clicking the wrong button. Stop. Okay, maybe I was just clicking the wrong button. And if I wanted to, I don't know, I could move it around here. Let's just go and see where the camera is facing. Let's move it up there, and let's say I want to slow this down, so let's change that to 30, and I click play, and then it does a bit more slowly. So you'll have to play around with the position of the camera points. Now what we could do, if I just move these points here, we might want an area of interest. So let's say that we want to do like a nice sweep of an always looking, orbiting Mordric. So you can select how many cameras you want to actually do that. So let's click there, and then let's set the focal point, which is the middle of the screen, and then we click set orbit target, and now these selected cameras will always look at him. So now we click play. And you get an idea of that. If we want to add, well, let's say we want to set up, we can delete all of those. So let's set up a new camera path from scratch. So let's I want to start here. So we'll set the camera to the view when we say add new point, and it's actually it's created a camera at that point, so then I can zoom down. So let's add a new point there, add a new point there, and let's get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, and then round to there. Now I don't know if this is going to work or not quite so easily, but let's say we want this, 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 this to look at, let's get it in the center of the screen and set orbit target. So you'll see that those two cameras weren't selected and haven't been used to set orbit to orbit. So now if I take that off, we can see we've got a constant speed applied. So let's maybe, we want to slow it down a little bit here. So let's maybe go down to 1. And then on this file, we want 0.1. Oops, there's a little bug in there for some reason. Don't know why it does that. Let's make it a bit faster at here. So 120, and let's step it down, 60, 30. And you can see that the line is cooling as we go. All right, so we're ready to preview that now. So let's press play. Whoa, okay. Okay. And then we can do, once we've got our little camera set up, we can do some cool things. So, sorry, that's not the right one. Let's go back. Done. Let's go and edit this particular script. So the bit we've just done there is the camera path, and once the camera path is complete, then we can do other things. So in this case, I'm triggering some conversation, and I'm setting the portrait of that. We can set it to somebody else if we wish. You can see here I want to display the Withering Dead key in the dialogue, so I can provide that as an input into rewards. It doesn't add it, it's actually added to the inventory here. Okay. So you can do all sorts of things, and then you want to feed it into exit. Now there are several possible conversation channels that can lead to an exit, and when it exits it will fade out again and return control to the player camera. So let's just go ahead and jump back to the editor. Well, I suppose we can play it, so let's go ahead and play that.
Double time! For honor!
I guess I can cheat to go kill enemies. They're all dead. And then I can open the door and let's see what happens. So I go in here, and then our new camera. Woo! Obviously I did that really quickly, so you're going to have to play around with it. I must have done something wrong. So the camera path hasn't finished yet, so the dialogue hasn't come up. I'm sorry about that knocking, someone's hammering outside. Okay, there we go, and then his dialogues come up. So we've got his portrait that's been fed in there. And let me just go and close that window. Hang on a second. It just means it's going to get hot in here, that's all. Okay. Sweeten the deal. No, and then it goes back to here. Fix the problem. There's the key that was provided, and then it exits, fades out, and returns control.
As you command.
All right. So that can be used to focus your subject, deliver voice acting, as it will in our case. So yeah, that's all coming along nicely. I talked about the fog of war, so let's just go over here. Now if we look down, you see that the fog gets more dense further down, so you can't. Let me go this way. So maybe that's a better view. So the further down, the harder it is to see. And that's vertical fog, and that's set up at the moment. That is set up on I think I've called the ambient file underworld. We'll add more as we progress, so I want to use the same effect or the same setting on the Ice Palace, so I'll be doing that.
As you command.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Oh yeah, fog of war. So let's return to the editor. Okay, so the next thing, fog of war revealers, that's right. So on this trigger, if we just go into it, see that we get the position, and I'm getting it from a point. I'm actually getting it from this point here. Look, that's our point. And then I'm saying reveal fog of war. Okay, that's what was triggering, I think, automatically when I started the game. I don't know why it was, because it should only trigger. It means that when a character walks in, hits the trigger, then, and you can control the radius on it. So if I just go into the script, you see here I've got a radius of 50, and that will basically reveal a radius around that point. And we can use any point that we want. I mean, I could make it around this if I wanted to. And it just means that you can reveal more of a room. So I think I do the same thing down. Do I do the same thing down here? Maybe I don't. I thought I did, but I'm sure I do. Okay. I should probably get a list of. I could just use a list here, so I could probably do list world object and do it this way. So if I wanted to do it on these central lights, oops, I've got to go and click on that one, and then I don't know if can I feed the object list world object. The color doesn't match, so what do I need to do? Voxel, I think it's world something to world object, or I must need to do a conversion somewhere. World object. That's right. I feed the list in. There we go. And then the object is the element, and then I can feel it into reveal. Fog of war. So feed the position in there, and I would do it from the trigger. So I'm going to just get rid of those, and I just say when you enter it, reveal those. And that would be it. So, and I would add in all my point lights here, and then I would have to set it to, I don't know, 35 or something like that, and then that would I could have a number of triggers, and it would reveal radius. It would reveal the fog of war in a radius, and I could reveal this whole room that way. It's quite useful. When it was first implemented, I said, oh well, this should be. We need a box control, so we could size a box, and I could say, right, just reveal the whole room like that. But then I got to play with it, and it's actually quite useful because it means with using a radius, you can leave sort of moodier, darker corners in the corners of the room that they don't usually hold much interest. So having them slightly darker to me, it has a better aesthetic feel to it. Outlined around doors, animations again friendly. What about Gizmo Ducks? What was your question about doors? Anyway, let's see. Right, last week I showed you prefabs, so we could go ahead and do a test on one of those. We've still got one of the buildings in here, or did I delete them all? I guess I deleted them all, which was a shame. Alright, well, let's not to worry. Let's go ahead. So now I have my selection. You'll notice that in the preview window now supports multiple selection. Now I haven't tried this yet, but apparently if I now press H to create a prefab, I don't know if I have to wait to this to get to the correct position. I don't know, let's just hit that. Let's wait for it to get around to a nice 3/4 angle. So I'm going to make a prefab out of this then, and then I can save to my prefab list. Right, so let's go ahead, click H. I'm going to call this my statue. I'll delete it later. So we'll create that. And not totally sure what it's done. It's sort of combined. It's put the collider as a little thing up to the top left, and then, but it did actually capture the right angle. Let's delete that. Let's just create it again when it's got its back to us. No, okay. I don't know. Not quite sure what it's doing. Maybe it's just choosing the forward orientation of the objects. Not totally sure. Now Alan, who has been working on some of the edited things, has also made selection a bit faster now, so that's a lot faster than it was. So I'm going to give it a test. Select the whole thing. Wow, that was quick. What about deselection? Ah, that is right, okay. I still think we've got some sort of leak or something, because you can see the frame rates like crashing after doing that. I don't know if it's because the scene graph has got more complicated or not. I don't know, because of all the cached objects. Because obviously it's just created 5,000 bounding boxes, so I have a feeling it could be that. So let me just restart quickly. Let's put some music. The music seems to have stopped now, so let's go ahead and get some music going. Okay, let's see. So we've got multi-object preview. Name of. That was another one that I wanted to use. So there's a new node called name of, which you can pass into the format box. So first off, I need a character. So let's get a spawned character. Let's go and grab Mordric, say. Pass him into the name of. So we can get his first name and feed that into value 0. And then we can say, let's just create a conversation node as well. We can format this by saying, hello there, 0. How are you today? And then I can actually feed that into, well, I can feed it into anything really. Just create a start node, feed that in. And you'll see on the conversation, it says that the starter text is actually coming from the format. So we've passed in a string, used it in a format statement, and then I can feed that into conversation. Marking a lot of floor pieces. This is a question. Marking a lot of floor pieces drops the FPS or duplicating them, but you can exit the editor after a little while when it gets. Yeah, you can, absolutely, absolutely. It's just something to be aware of. And you guys are mostly the ones that are going to be using the editor tools. So what's most important is the fast selection and deselection. That is significantly better than it was. Turn the music down. Okay. So that is format. Okay, now if you guys have got any questions about how we use or how to use Workbench or the editor, then please ask in chat, and we'll do this part of the section. We will look at that and look at some of the new nodes and how to use them. So I know I asked the question in the community forum, I don't know, 8 hours ago, I think, or something like that, maybe more. So if you've got anything that you want to run over, anything beyond my skill level, then I can refer it to Harfoxel and he'll be able to direct me in terms of what to do. Okay. Just waiting on questions to come. Yes, question time. So if you've got Workbench questions or other questions, then just let us know. The next public build, we've not been able to upgrade the engine yet to 5.2 because it contained some issues with we use a text component that gives us really nice clarity on the text, and they changed something in Unity 5.2 that broke that, so we've not been able to migrate to that. So 5.3, there is a beta available, but we're going to have to recode some other aspects of the game, and because it's a beta, I'm not keen on jumping into adopting that, given that we're actually trying to push out our own updates to the game. Forward. How do you create a conversation between two people? Maybe we'll come on to that. Next product build I've asked, format upgrade. Can you elaborate on that, Goose McDucks? Next public experiment. Oh, right, okay. Next public experimental build. So that will hopefully be by the weekend. So, monster stats are set in, if I just have a look in the data folder, streaming assets, config, default, items, base stats, you see that we've now got in the base stats of all the different monsters. So if I want to choose, let's see who was fairly tough. That skeleton champion was tough, wasn't he? Skeleton champion. Let's open that up with something a little nicer to look at. Okay, so now I'll zoom in and let's go to no webcam. There is a webcam, but it doesn't matter. Right, so let me just go back and show you where that is. So from your where the executable is, if you go into the data folder, then into streaming assets, and then into config default, items, and then base stats, and I just opened up the skeletal champion, and you can see here. So this is his armor. The way it's implemented, you have to just get your head around it. So that is an attack modifier. So we've given him 118 armor. He also has 35 vitality points. Now each vitality point adds 10 health. And they have all characters have a base of 50 health, so he's got 400 health. And you can add other modifiers in here as well. So you could add strength, mind, agility, those sorts of things. All right. All right, let's go back. Still, Elwood are still looking at your conversation. Might do that shortly. Stonewood's asking, any news on the world map and portal systems? Yeah, we obviously want to get those in soon. At the moment, we are getting the hero system in and getting that feeling nice, because that impacts how we design dungeons. So I've already had to sort of redesign this dungeon and make it flat. So I'll just go down here, and if you see the horizon, that is mostly flat and it's lower as well. So I've had to redo that. Once we've got a good feel that how everything's going to work and that we've got the control systems in feeling nice, then we can move on and actually implement portals and the world map system. We have already decided on the format for that because we needed to do that for planning Steam Workshop integration. So everything's starting to come into place, and that should be happening reasonably soon. Alright, so conversations between two people. Let's give that a go. So let's go ahead and let's grab another character. Oops, so I'll just search for... actually, let's just grab Brom. So let's move Brom into shot. Now, what we don't have at the moment is the ability to position which side of the conversation dialogue the portrait appears on. Excuse me. So let's go and edit this script here. And all I need to do in the conversation, actually it's probably easier to do this. So the second portrait, I'm going to pass in, let's add it up here. So we'll go do spawned character, and then I'm going to go and get the spawned character from Brom. So he's, not that one, he's selected. Spawned character, you selected, and then pass that into the portrait character. So it should start with Mordred. I've got to rename the prefab. And then it should swap to Brom. And then back to Mordred. Now, another extension that I want to add to have added to the conversation inspector is to be able to specify which side of the dialogue the portrait appears. Because if you're having a conversation, it's nice to swap between the two. So you have Brom on the left and Mordred on the right. But this should be sufficient anyway. So I don't know if I have to save or not, but I just will, and I'll just call it conversation example. And let's play. Now, at the start of the map, I am setting Mordred and Brom to neutral. That's quite important, which I'll show you.
Quick march
Shortly. I guess I can just cheat and kill enemies. Alright, so the first one is Mordred, and you see it's on the left hand side by default. That option that I want is to be able to swap it to this side, so it should swap to Brom now. Yep, so there's Brom. So, and then you can to and fro between them. Okay, so that's how you create conversation between two people, two or more people. Actually, you can use anyone. I think what I want to do though, come back later and just jump back to the editor. I was pointing this out just in the week, in that this is not really a nice way to feed in the portrait to a conversation, because you end up getting this instead of having to set the portrait, and you end up getting spaghetti everywhere. So I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to change it to an option on the inspector, and then you just we'll have a selector or a search thing where you can type in the name of the character. Just go back in, jump back to game. Right, let me catch up on questions. Are you going to add a node that changes the allegiance of all the characters in a faction? Right now, do I need to do it? There will be a faction system, so you won't need to... let me see if I'm actually doing this here. No, I'm not, so let's just jump out. So you'll see here that... Where are we? Where do I actually set the... Oh, okay, right. It's actually on the script for Mordric. So I get the spawn character and I'm setting his allegiance to neutral so that people can have a conversation with him. You shouldn't need to be able to... You shouldn't have to do that in the future once we've implemented the faction standing. So as you're... By default, you should be neutral with a faction until you start conversing with them or fighting them. So if you start conversing with the Glade folks and you start helping them, then your faction standing with the Withering Dead will drop. And that will automatically... Whether they attack you or not will be determined by your faction standing. So you won't need to do this set allegiance thing. This is only a temporary measure. List world object cannot be connected to set allegiance. Well, let's have a look. Cause, yeah, because I think it was Freddie that put in a request for list characters. But let's give it a go. Let's actually see. So we've got Brom and Mordric, and then for each character. Okay, so you've got character to world object, but not world object to character. Maybe it's hang on. Maybe it's spawn character. Can I do that? Nope, I can't do that. Or maybe I can just be the... Alright, so I think that's used with the collider. Let's bring some music back up. Have a look. What other types of list have we got? I have a feeling you can't do this at the moment, which is why we need a list of characters, or we need world object to character, unless there's what the component. Is that hidden? No, I'm not sure you can do that at the moment. So I'm going to move on to another question until we've got a list of either a converter of, to get the characters from a world object, or a list of characters. Yeah, characters and trigger you usually feed into this for each character, but there's no list of characters at the moment. But I've added it to the task list because I think it would be useful. Alright, let me just catch up with questions. Oh, like jumping between or rotating the camera to make the conversation feel more real. Yeah, alright, so we can do that. So if we go back, our conversation's on this node, isn't it? So what you could do is you could have the camera, actually you could use camera move. So let's move it in here. It's going to get a little bit cluttered in here. And you can't currently move this, but the plan is to be able to move the exit node so you can space it. So I want to put a camera. Sorry, this was the camera move, wasn't it? So if you select it and then complete it, so let's set the target. Is it camera move that I want? Yes, camera move, isn't it? So the target, it's not ideal at the moment, but I think what you can do, you could probably, let me think about this. It might be better to use, I'll give it a go. Camera move, I think. Probably want to create a point and point it at Brom. So let's do a search for point. No. Oh, position? No, point. Okay. Don't know why it wasn't coming up with point, but still. I don't know if this is going to work as such. Let's go into the right script. So then we've got our point. So camera move. It says target, but we'll see. And then go to the conversation. So let's just save that. And run that.
With honor.
Okay, so it's come to that, it's framed it. That didn't work, did it? Camera move. That didn't work. I can't think at the moment how to achieve, how to do that. Let me just check the script on that. That's what I was doing, wasn't it? I did a camera move. I don't think that's the right. Maybe a camera path might be better. Since we get better controls there. So let's go ahead and add a new point, and we are done. Let's try that.
Mine is to obey.
Okay. No. I think it's because it's on the camera path still. We're still moving, so I wonder under what condition it's determining that the camera path is finished. I wonder if that's speed based. And we do actually have this situation in the script, so I would end up coming across this requirement anyway in the next week or two. Let's get rid of that because we don't need it. So that's maybe something I'll ask about, and we'll get that figured out so that you can switch camera angles, because at the moment it doesn't seem to be working. So we'll have a look at that. Alright, let me catch up on some other things. Will there be a node to instantly move a character to a set place, like how portals would work? You can certainly put a request in for it. I have a feeling that we're going to need that anyway ourselves. So let me make a note of it now. In fact, I know we definitely need it, so let me add that. Will you be able to set who gets mad with you when helping another in the non-dev maps? That's a good question, actually. I'll make a note. Alright, made a note of that. And scrolling down. Or would it may well that camera issue may well be because it's within the cutscene. So you might not be able to use camera move within a cutscene. Make a note of that. Okay. All right. Any other questions while we're in there? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and try I'll probably try the swamp map. I need to do playthroughs of those. In fact, I'm going to do that now. All right. Right now, peasants always give vision, even though their allegiance is set to neutral. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Or if you can raise a bug, then we can get that looked at. Actually, I'm going to play the snow zone. Now, I have no idea how this is going to go because this is the first time I've played it since changing how difficult monsters were. The prefab system. So this week, because we're leading up to a release, it's mostly sort of minor bug fixes rather than working on anything major this week. But yeah, the multi-object preview was the last sort of major thing. Okay, let's set to work. So that should now be fixed.
A building has been constructed.
At the ready!
On my way. Never done.
Right, WA. Yeah, I won't be able to play this very easily because WA, S and D are still
As you come,
locked. They need unlocking in this map, so that's going to make it kind of interesting. But we'll bear with it. Let me raise a bug.
By your leave.
I've got enough wood now, so let's go ahead. This was a mode that I considered actually, which was to always have you sort of playing one hero, or controlling your heroes, and then sort of everybody else just taking care of themselves. But
ready for duty.
Really?
The problem is like that scenario where you want to select,
My lord.
because you can't deselect the hero. Okay, so we that will definitely be fixed before we do a patch release. Goose McDucks, you should definitely post that. Maybe if you haven't already, post a topic in
Construction completed.
in the community forum.
Mine is to obey.
So I should go and see what the wolves are like now, because I haven't got Willow on this map either.
Arm yourselves!
Oh, this is actually alright so far. So Gregory's got, right, his health buffs run out, his armor buffs run out now, so. Well, that's alright, I can cope with that.
Onward! Your wish?
Training this person will leave you without any peasants.
Alright, look at them. It's a bit tricky.
Ready for duty!
Bit tricky when they're always locked on. Right.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
At once!
Really?
You can collect berries. Right. Let's go hunting. Must be some, is there one more wolf around here? I don't think there is there?
Mine is to obey.
I don't think the bear starts until later. Let's go and see if we can take down some other monsters.
Orders received.
Now let's try a yeti. Another yeti along here.
Tis an honor.
So we know about things like we need to have a better idea of how much health a monster's got. Oh, so Gregory's not leveled up yet. Should probably fight a few more wolves and bears, really. I think he'd be alright, though. I'll slam him. Oh, we're doing alright. He's got a bit more armour. There you go. Alright, so that's alright as well. That's not too bad.
With honor.
I don't know if you fixed it, but there are some yetis in that area that lose no health at all. Let's go and look into it then. Might take me a while to kill them though.
Double time.
Let me think, what do I want? I better have more power, hadn't I?
Tis an honor.
Just going to turn on enemy selection so I can select. I can't.
Ready to serve.
Can't select him. Rats. Yeah, he's got a lot of health. I think that is because of the spawn point. I need to take off a multiplier. Yeah, he's going to die here. Time to flee. Yes, come check out. I'll be posting it to YouTube, the YouTube channel, in the next 24 hours, so you'll be able to watch it there. I'm not going to be able to take him out. His health's too big, isn't it? I don't think it's that they're losing health. I think it's just that they've got way too many. Oh, I've got selection. Of course, I've got them selected, haven't I?
At once. Who wants some?
Oh, he's running crazy now.
Awaiting your command.
So he is losing health. Yeah, so his health is going down.
Say hello to my little sword.
That was weird. You should have got his taunt should have worked.
Is this getting a little too much for you?
Note about that. I'm not sure if taunt works when they're stunned. Alright, there we go. Took him down.
All right, dear.
Mine is to obey.
Let's go and see if we can do something else. Let's kill the Werfu monks. Don't know how tough they are now.
Right away.
Simon cheating, yeah.
I ain't no damsel. Time for a break.
Join the stream, certainly.
Double time. Forward. You know, I think
well, that's
I've
not
met
good.
your sister.
Think you can outrun me?
Oh dear, I killed everybody. Oh well. That's everybody dead. Yeah. I'll test it anyway and I'll get that figured out. I can't do much while WASD is locked. So. Alright, well, I think that's a decent place to end the Hangout. So, as I say, Alpha 23 should be pushed to the experimental build this week at some point. So keep an eye out for that on the forum. I'll let you know how progress is going with that. We've obviously got a few bugs still to fix. So in terms of the being able to navigate around this map, and of course monsters being uber tough. So I need to look at that. So yeah, I hope you're pleased by what we've shown you in terms of the cutscene camera control and how the RPG side of things is taking shape, and also orbit cam, which is a big change to how the camera feels and controls. So yeah, look forward to receiving your feedback on that. Alright, have a great